All right, welcome back to Cooper Stadium on the campus of UMS-Wright Preparatory School. Todd Morris with you here on the Bulldog Radio Network. And we sit down with UMS-Wright head football coach Terry Curtis for our pregame interview. And, Coach, last week we talked about having to go on the road during the playoffs. At some point, you got to get that victory. And we were able to travel to Talladega last week, get a 31-7 victory under some adverse conditions. But we took care of business.
Well, we did. It's a good thing we knew my old eye. We could just line up in a straight eye and run right at people, because there wasn't much traction after about the first quarter. The field was as bad as I've ever really played on. Maybe Trinity in 2000, and maybe, but it was worse than the championship game in the snow as far as the conditions. But the kids persevered as always. Lord, Talladega's a long way. Should have counted. I told them up there Saturday at the meeting that ought to count as 2 travels going that far. But they took care of business. We left. It never really affected them, and they've done it so much now. And hopefully this week's game will be the same way. But we did get out of there, and I was proud of them for that. Simon was injured a little bit, but he came back Monday and been full speed, so that's a good thing.
All right, 8 teams left in our bracket for this week's quarterfinal matchups, and 2 from our region, Region 1, and I think it just goes to show us and Andalusia still left. We've been saying all year we feel our region's pretty tough.
Well, we do, and then you throw our non-region games in there, and I think it prepares you for the playoffs. I've said it 2 or 3 times. The teams you see playing, Spanish Fort, they play a tough schedule. Mobile Christian plays a very tough schedule. Yep. They're still playing. I think it prepares you, and then you throw in our region games, then you really got something. Because everybody I've talked to up there that did beat Williamson, who Catholic did, and also others said it wasn't by any means like your normal first-round game.
Right.
So it don't surprise me that Andalusia's still playing. It won't surprise me if they win this week.
No.
We got to take care of business. We do. We're going to be home again. So, we've got the brackets where we want them to now. So it's just our job to go out and take care of business against a very good Montgomery Catholic team.
Montgomery Catholic will travel down I-65 this year for a rematch, really, of last year's quarterfinal game. But this year they're 12-0, and your thoughts on their team? I've watched a few films. What do you think of their athletes?
Well, that was 2 years ago. We had to go up there, and they're a lot different than they were even 2 years ago. They've got a good football team. Their front's really big and strong looking, and got some good skill guys all over the field, and they're a good football team. I don't think they play in a region as tough as ours, but yet they're non-conference. They did go play some people that were good football teams. So they battle tested, and anytime you're 12-0, it gives you confidence, no matter who you've played. Yeah. So, and you're also a good football team when you're 12-0. So, we're taking them as being a good football team. They're the next one, and we're glad they're coming to our place. And we're looking forward. Todd, our front end was really loaded down every week with tough games, and the last 3 or 4 were probably not as big, even the first couple playoff games. So I think our kids are anxious to, or at least I hope they are, to play another game of this importance with a team that's got respect, and they've been number 2 in the state about all year. So hopefully we'll be ready to play.
So you mentioned Simon's injury last week, and he came back full speed. Anybody else we need to be worried about this week?
No, everybody. Keyshawn's getting over his. Harris Pugh's ankle seems to be getting better. John Rice seems to be running around better and better. So all the guys that we've been playing without, everybody will be on deck. The ones who are hurt, that won't be back, won't be dressed. But we're pretty much full strength.
Well, like you said, I think it's fun. We get to this point of the season, the excitement level just builds a little bit.
Well, it does. And, they ask you about peaking and all, and our team does a good job, and our coaches do a good job of kind of keeping everybody, whether we're playing St. Paul's or Andalusia, on an even keel, where no game is really any bigger than the next one, building to this time.
Yes.
These kids now, with social media and all, you're not going to fool them.
Right.
They know the other team better than a lot of times you do. They know them by first names. So So hopefully we're ready to build into these last 2 or 3 games. And now you're 2 games away. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel now. So if that don't excite you, nothing's going to.
That's right. That's right. All right, Coach, thanks for joining us on the pregame show, and good luck.
Thanks, man.
All right. UMS-Wright looking to advance the semifinals for the 13th time under head coach Terry Curtis here tonight. So let's take a short break. We'll be back with the opening kickoff in just a minute. You're listening to Bulldog Radio Network here on News Radio 710 and NewsRadio710.com.